Hello friends, today we are starting with our new chapter that is plant biotechnology. This chapter deals with a set of techniques used to adapt plants for specific needs and opportunities and introduction of desirable traits into plant through genetic modification. In this particular chapter, we will talk about plant tissue culture. Plant tissue culture is a collection of techniques used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissues, or organs under sterile conditions on a nutrient culture medium of known composition. It is widely used to produce clone of a plant in a method known as micropropagation. Now, what is micropropagation? Micropropagation is the artificial process of producing plants vegetatively through tissue culture or cell culture techniques. In this artificial process of propagation, plants are produced in vitro by asexual means of reproduction or by vegetative propagation. There are different techniques in plant tissue culture may offer certain advantages over traditional methods of propagation, including the production of exact copies of plants that produce particularly good flowers, fruit, or have other desirable traits. To quickly produce mature plants, the production of multiples of plants in the absence of seeds or necessary pollinator to produce seeds. The regeneration of whole plants from plant cells that have been genetically modified. The production of plant in sterile containers that allows them to be moved with greatly reduced chance of transmitting disease, pests, and pathogens. The production of plants from seeds that have very low chances of germinating and growing, that is orchids. To clean particular plants of viral and other infections and to quickly multiply these plants as cleaned stock for horticulture and agriculture. Plant tissue culture relies on the fact that many plant cells have the ability to regenerate a whole plant. This entire process is known as totipotency. Now, totipotency is the genetic potential of a plant cell to produce the entire plant. Single cells, plant cells without cell walls, piece of leaves, stems, or roots can often be used to generate a new plant or culture media given the required nutrients and plant hormone. Now, coming to the diagram. First one, tissue sample scraped from parent plant. Second, tissue sample placed in an agar growth medium containing nutrients and auxins. Here, agar is a gelling agent and it is a natural product of seaweeds since 1658 obtained from red algae, and auxins essential for cell division, cell elongation, and cell differentiation. After a week, samples develop into teeny plantlets. Within a month, plantlets planted into compost for proper growth. Different types of tissue culture. First one, seed culture, embryo culture, callus culture, organ culture, protoplast culture. First one is seed culture. Seed culture is the type of tissue culture that is primarily used for plants such as orchids. For this method, explants are obtained from an in vitro derived plant and introduced into an artificial environment where they get to proliferate. Second is embryo culture. Embryo culture is the type of tissue culture that involves the isolation of an embryo from a given organism for in vitro growth. Third is callus culture. Callus culture involves the growth of a callus which is followed by a procedure that induces organ differentiation. For this type of tissue culture, the culture is often sustained on a gel medium which is composed of agar and mixture of a given micro and macronutrients depending on the type of cells. Fourth is organ culture. Organ culture is a type of tissue culture that involves isolating an organ for in vitro growth. Here, any organ. Fourth is organ culture. Organ culture is a type of tissue culture that involves isolating an organ for in vitro growth. Here, any plant organ such as shoot, root, leaves and flowers can be used as an explant for the culture process. There are number of methods that can be used for organ culture. These include plasma clot method, Raft method, agar gel method, grid method. Growth. Fifth and last one is protoplast culture. Protoplast may be cultured in the following ways: hanging drop cultures, microculture chambers, soft agar's matrix. Once a protoplast has regenerated a cell wall, then it goes through the process of cell division to form a callus, which may then be subcultured for continued growth. Now, historical perspectives of plant tissue culture. Plant tissue culture has been around since the beginning of the 18th century. Plant tissue culture only began developing in 1898. Gottlieb Heberlein, a German botanist, who made the first attempt to use in vitro method when grow plant tissues. The cells he used were varied palisade tissues coming from the leaves, the piths, the epidermis and epidermal hairs. This initial experiment was fruitful for several months. However, the cells did not proliferate further due to poor choice of experimental materials and inadequate nutrient supply. He made several valuable predictions about the nutrients requirement for in vitro culture conditions. Over the years, many experiments used similar parameters. In this experiment, the cells survived for a longer time, but they also failed to proliferate. The first root tips were cultured in 1922 and, by making use of subcutting, maintained their cultured root for 20 weeks. In the 1930s, it was recognized that vitamins B and auxins were key components in growing root cultures using the tissue culture method, where auxin help in cell differentiation, cell division, organogenesis, embryogenesis, and cell elongation. Over the following century, many similar experiments were conducted, and researchers began identifying the most important parameters that should guide our tissue culture process today. Now, micropropagation is one of the most important applications of plant tissue culture. It provides numerous advantages like disease-free plants of elite species in highly speedy manner, irrespective of the season, requiring small space and tissue sources. Therefore, it provides a reliable techniques for in vitro conservation of various rare, endangered and threatened germplasm. Somatic embryogenesis is an extremely important aspect of plant tissue culture, occurring in vitro either indirectly from callus, suspension or protoplast culture, or directly from the cells of an organized structure. Moreover, somatic embryogenesis does not require time-consuming subculture steps. That is all about today's topic. Thank you.